Okay, guys, so time for some update time for the No Name Club, the fanfiction series I'm collaborating with Alexander Inayez, who I guess you could say has become. Alex has quintessentially become my fanfiction apprentice. He's taken on the role. I am the master, and he is my apprentice. There. Anyway, so basically, yeah, I'm going to just talk about, in this video, just talk about the two new chapters that we've written. The first, Chapter 6, we co-wrote together, and then Chapter 7, I asked if I could write it because I wanted to keep the story still fresh and still alive. Yeah, because he was busy with two other fanfiction stories, called Carnage Kills the Multiverse, which is kind of self-explanatory, and the other one is where it's kind of like his version of Randy Cunningham Season 3 called Randy Cunningham Ultimate Ninja, which are both really good. I promoted them before. You can go to his fanfiction page and check them out. But yeah, so I'm just here to talk about the new two chapters and another thing I want to bring up. So, Chapter 6 is the one we quintessentially co-wrote together, called Smokey and the Robot. Yeah, it's Smokey and the Bandit. It's a Smokey and the Bandit parody title. But yeah, in the chapter, someone has ratted out the bar. Yeah, the No Name Club, where all the heroes, villains, and all these other cartoons come together. Like I've said before, this series is like if you mixed It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia with House of Mouse. That's always the best way to describe it. But yeah, the story is that in this chapter, Stan has discovered someone has snitched out the bar to the cops, and yeah, they might get shut down because yeah, there's underage drinking going on, there's fighting. Oh yeah, and they're also harboring villains. That's also another thing. So in the story, Seuss and Claptrap from Borderlands are tasked of hiding the beer at in some undisclosed location, or going on a just wacky road trip. Just imagine Seuss and Claptrap together. That is something to behold right there. And in the parts that I wrote, is Stan trying to do damage control, and his version of damage control is hiring the Kanker sisters to find the snitch and beat him to death, him or her to death, and also getting Toffee to kind of make this problem go away. It was so much fun to help write, and it's probably the longest chapter we wrote. He did like 90% of the writing. I did like 80% of the writing. I only did about 20. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. There's some great just dialogue in there between Seuss and Claptrap, and there's an excellent cameo from a certain character from a certain Kevin Smith movie. Don't want to say who, but if you know your Kevin Smith films, then you probably know who I'm talking about. So moving on, next is the chapter called Stanley's Illustrated. I think that was the title we went with. I went with, and this is the chapter I wrote all by myself. And I gotta say, yeah, this is probably the raunchiest and kind of dirtiest chapter so far we've written. Keyword here, so far. This chapter is about Stan has hired Dipper, Marco, and Penn. When I say hired, I mean forced to take photographs for a piece of merchandise where he wants to make an underwear calendar for the bar to sell, because he knows there's a lot of hot women in the bar, and he knows that it will make him a lot of money if the said women are photographed in their underwear. So, without telling their girlfriends, because they know they'll get their ass kicked, without telling Star, Wendy, or Sashi, Penn, Marco, and Dipper have to do this incognito photo shoot, while at the same time trying to stay loyal to their girls. A, because they love them, and B, because they know they'll kill them. This was written by all me, and I gotta say, as I've said before, this story, not just this chapter, but this story on a whole, is raunchy. We get very raunchy, and the chapter the one I wrote right here, is undoubtedly the raunchiest. It goes like damn near close to M-rated territory. There's no sex, mind you. There's mention of sex. Oh yeah, there's some mention of sex here and there. And I make a few masturbation jokes. I even make a joke about pegging, which, if you don't know what that is, congratulations, you still have a soul. Or better put, you just didn't see the Deadpool film. Anyway. Yeah. I made a joke about pegging. I'm so fucking proud of myself, right? Anyway, so I always have to stress, if that's not your forte of comedy, please do not read this story, because this is, even though it says T-rated, this is like PG-13 borderline R level. Which, for one, if we ever write a story like this chapter, I know this story, and I think Alex and I talked about this, is that we both know that this goddamn story is going to be M-rated at some point or another. It's just a matter of when we're going to take that plunge, you know what I mean? Speaking of Alex now has a YouTube channel. Well, he's always had a YouTube channel, but now he's posting videos. In fact, he's already posted 3 videos as of today, as of this recording. So, go over to his channel. So far, the videos he's done is reviews for the Steven Universe Into Deep trailer. He's done a review for the Carnage one-shot Mind Bomb, and he did a review of Randy Cunningham 9th Grade Ninja on a whole, the series on a whole. So, he's just starting out. If you want to know more about him and the stuff he's into, go subscribe to Alex. I wanted to help him out because he was nice enough to ask me for, we both collabed on this fanfiction, and I figured I'd help him out on this. So, yeah. So once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.